Someone disrespects you in public, in front of people who matter. Your face heats up, your heart races. Every instinct screams at you to respond, to defend yourself, to say something sharp, to put them in their place. But you hesitate, and later you replay it, over and over. What you should have said, what you could have done. You feel weak for staying quiet, angry at yourself for not fighting back. Here's what nobody taught you. The moment you react, you lose, not because you're wrong, but because you just handed them exactly what they wanted, your composure, your energy, your power. They threw bait, you bit, and now they know they can shake you. The strongest response to disrespect isn't a sharper insult. It isn't proving them wrong on the spot. It's something most people never master, saying nothing at all while remaining completely in control. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury." Today I'll show you 7 ways to handle disrespect without saying a single word. Number 5 is the most unsettling for the other person, because it takes away the one thing they wanted most, your reaction. By the end, you'll know how to protect your peace and your power at the same time. Let's begin. Number 1, hold eye contact, then look away slowly. The first instinct when someone disrespects you is to look away, to break eye contact, to shrink, and that's exactly what gives them power over you. You've been there. Someone says something cutting, maybe in front of others, maybe one-on-one, and your eyes drop. You look at the floor, at your phone, anywhere but at them. It feels like self-protection, but it looks like submission. And they see it, they feel it, they know their words landed. But here's what happens when you do the opposite. When someone disrespects you, hold their gaze, not aggressively, not with anger, just steady, calm, unblinking. Let them see that their words didn't shake you. Let that silence stretch for a beat longer than feels comfortable. Then, slowly, look away. Not down, not in defeat, just away. Like they're simply not worth any more of your attention. I saw this happen in a meeting once. A man named Victor was presenting when someone interrupted him with a condescending remark. The kind of comment designed to make him stumble. Everyone expected Victor to fire back or get flustered. He did neither. Victor paused, looked directly at the person, held eye contact for 3 full seconds, saying nothing. The room went quiet. Then he slowly turned back to his presentation and continued like the interruption never happened. The person who made the comment shifted in their seat. Suddenly they looked small, uncomfortable, like they'd thrown a punch that hit nothing but air. Without a single word, Victor made it clear that comment was beneath him, and everyone in that room felt it. Here's why this works. Eye contact communicates confidence. When you hold it calmly after being disrespected, you're saying something without speaking. I heard you, and it didn't affect me. The slow look away adds dismissal. You're not running, you're choosing not to engage. There's a difference, and people can feel it. Most people who disrespect you expect a reaction. They want you rattled, they want to see the impact. When you give them steady eyes and then deliberate dismissal, you deny them that satisfaction. The tension they created shifts back to them, and suddenly they're the one feeling exposed. Epictetus taught, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Your eyes can communicate a reaction far more powerful than words, especially when that reaction is calm control. You've probably looked away before. Let your gaze drop when you should have held it. Gave someone the satisfaction of seeing you shrink. Most people have. The question is whether you'll keep doing it or start training yourself to respond differently. Next time someone disrespects you, resist the urge to look away. Hold their gaze. Breathe. Count to 3 in your head. Then slowly turn your attention elsewhere, like you've already moved on. Let your calm be louder than their chaos. Eye contact sets the tone, but But the next method takes it further. It makes your silence impossible to ignore. Number 2, pause before doing anything. The fastest reaction is almost never the smartest one. And when someone disrespects you, that split second before you respond determines everything. You've felt this. Someone says something that hits a nerve. Your body tenses. Your mind races for the perfect comeback. Words start forming before you've even finished processing what happened. And before you know it, you've said something you might not be proud of 5 minutes later. That instant reaction feels powerful in the moment, like you're standing up for yourself. But most of the time, it's not power, it's reflex. And reflex hands control to whoever triggered it. Here's what changes everything. The pause. Not freezing, not hesitation. A deliberate, chosen pause. One beat of silence where you let the moment breathe before deciding what, if anything, you'll do next. Picture this. A woman named Sophia at a dinner with friends. Someone made a passive-aggressive comment about her career. The kind wrapped in a smile but designed to sting. Everyone at the table turned to see how she'd react. Sophia didn't flinch. She picked up her glass, took a slow sip, let the silence sit for a moment, just long enough to be felt. Then she smiled slightly and changed the subject entirely. Never addressed the comment, never acknowledged it deserved a response. Later that night, 2 people told her how impressed they were with her composure, the person who made the comment. They spent the rest of the evening looking uncomfortable, unsure if their jab had landed or backfired. It backfired. And Sophia didn't need a single word to make that happen. Here's the psychology. When someone throws disrespect at you, they're expecting an immediate reaction. That reaction is the payoff. It proves they got to you. When you pause instead, you deny them that payoff. You create uncertainty, and uncertainty is deeply uncomfortable for someone who was trying to rattle you. The pause also does something for you. It breaks the automatic cycle of stimulus and response. It gives your brain a moment to shift from emotion to logic, from reaction to choice. That 1 second of space can be the difference between a response you regret and a response you're proud of. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." The pause is where that power lives. It's the moment you decide that you, not them, will choose what happens next. You've probably reacted too fast before, said something you wished you could take back, let someone pull a response out of you before you were ready. Most people have. The question is whether you'll keep letting that happen. Next time someone disrespects you, don't react immediately. Pause, breathe, let the silence sit. Then choose your response, or choose no response at all. That pause isn't weakness. It's the first sign of someone who's learned to lead themselves. If you've learned that the pause before reacting is where your real power lives, type, "I choose my response" below, to remind yourself that no one gets to control you without your permission. The pause protects your composure, but the next method shifts the dynamic entirely, without any confrontation at all. Number 3, acknowledge their presence, but not their words. There's something deeply unsettling about being heard but not answered, not ignored, just not considered worth engaging. And that's exactly the power of this method. You've probably tried ignoring disrespect before. Someone says something cutting and you pretend you didn't hear it. Look away, act busy, hope the moment passes. But here's the problem. That looks like avoidance, like fear, and they can sense it. Everyone can. This is different. Instead of pretending you didn't hear, you acknowledge their presence. A brief glance, a slight nod, maybe a half-second of eye contact. Just enough to show you're aware they exist. But then you don't address what they said. You continue whatever you were doing as if their words simply weren't worth interrupting your flow. The message is clear without being spoken. I see you. I heard you. and I chose not to dignify that with a response. Let me tell you about a man named Jordan. He was giving a presentation at work when someone in the back made a sarcastic comment about his ideas. A few people chuckled nervously. The room tensed. Everyone waited to see if Jordan would stop and address it. Jordan glanced at the person, nodded once, politely, briefly, then turned back to his slides and continued speaking without missing a beat. He didn't defend himself, didn't acknowledge the content of the comment, just moved forward like it was background noise not worth his attention. By the end of the presentation, people were focused on Jordan's ideas, not the interruption. The person who made the comment sat quietly for the rest of the meeting. No one remembered their jab. Everyone remembered Jordan's composure. Here's why this works. People who disrespect you in public want engagement. They want you to stop, react, get flustered, defend yourself. When you acknowledge their presence but refuse to engage their words, you take complete control of the narrative. You're saying, I see you, but you're not important enough to derail me. This is different from ignoring. Ignoring can look weak, like you're scared to confront them. The brief acknowledgement shows you're not running. The lack of verbal response shows you've evaluated the situation and decided they're not worth the energy. That's power. Seneca wrote, "We are more often frightened than hurt, and we suffer more in imagination than in reality." Most disrespect has no real power over you, except the power you give it by reacting as if it matters. You've probably engaged when you should have dismissed. Let someone pull you into a confrontation that wasn't worth your time. Gave weight to words that deserved none. Most people have. Next time someone says something disrespectful, try this. Brief eye contact, a single nod. Then continue whatever you were doing without acknowledging their words. No explanation, no defense, just calm continuation. Watch how it shifts the energy and how small they suddenly feel. Not engaging their words protects your focus, but the next method protects something even deeper, your physical presence. Number 4, control your body language completely. You can stay silent all you want, but if your body reacts, you've already told them everything. They don't need your words. Your shoulders just spoke for you. You've felt this happen. Someone says something disrespectful and your body betrays you before your mind catches up. Your jaw tightens, your arms cross, your posture stiffens. Maybe you shift your weight or look down for a split second. These movements are small, but they're visible, and they signal one thing. That comment landed. The person who disrespected you sees it. Everyone watching sees it. And now, even if you say nothing, your body already admitted you were affected. This is why controlling your physical response matters as much as controlling your words. I watched this play out at a family gathering once. A woman named Michelle was sitting at the table when a relative made a pointed comment about her life choices. The kind of remark that sounds like concern, but is designed to embarrass. Everyone glanced at Michelle, waiting to see how she'd handle it. Michelle didn't speak. But more importantly, she didn't move. Her posture stayed relaxed. Her hands stayed open on the table. Her face stayed neutral. She didn't cross her arms, didn't clench her jaw, didn't shift in her seat. She just sat there, breathing normally, like the comment was about the weather. The relative waited for a reaction. It never came. After a few seconds of silence, someone else changed the subject. The moment passed, and Michelle never gave anyone the satisfaction of seeing her rattled. Later, someone asked how she stayed so calm. She said something I never forgot. "I decided years ago that certain people would never see me affected. The less they see, the less power they have." Here's the science behind this. People read body language faster than words. Before your brain finishes processing what was said, others are already scanning your physical response. When your body tenses, it signals vulnerability, even if your mouth stays shut. But when your body stays soft and open, it creates confusion. They threw something at you. It didn't seem to land. That uncertainty weakens their position. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." But the reverse is also true. Your body shapes your inner state. When you consciously relax your shoulders, unclench your jaw and slow your breathing, your mind follows. Calm body, calm mind. You've probably let your body betray you before. Tensed up when you should have stayed loose. Showed more than you meant to. Gave someone proof that their words got through. Most people have. Next time someone disrespects you, focus on your body first. Drop your shoulders. Relax your hands. Breathe slow. Let your posture say what your words won't. Nothing you say can touch me. If you're learning to let your calm speak louder than their chaos, hit subscribe. This channel is for those who master themselves first. Controlling your body protects your composure, but the next method takes it even further. It gives them absolutely nothing to work with. Number 5, give them no reaction at all. The most unsettling thing you can do to someone who disrespects you is give them absolutely nothing. No words, no expression, no acknowledgement, just silence, and then life continuing as if they never spoke. You've probably tried to stay calm before, tried not to react. But there's a difference between holding back a reaction and having no reaction at all. One is restraint, the other is complete indifference. And the second one is far more powerful, because it can't be faked. When someone disrespects you and you give zero response, no eye roll, no sigh, no tightened jaw, no acknowledgement that anything even happened, you're doing something that most people can't. You're removing yourself from their game entirely. You're not winning the exchange, you're refusing to play. This is exactly what happened with a man named Samuel. He was at a company event when a co-worker made a snide remark about his recent project. Loud enough for others to hear, designed to embarrass. Everyone nearby turned to watch Samuel's response. Samuel didn't blink, didn't turn his head, didn't pause his conversation with someone else. It was as if the words had passed through the air and hit nothing. The co-worker waited for a reaction. When none came, he tried again, louder this time. Samuel kept talking to the other person like the co-worker didn't exist. By the third attempt, the co-worker looked desperate, awkward, like a child throwing a tantrum that no one was watching. Samuel never acknowledged any of it. Not that night, not ever. And by the end of the evening, everyone remembered one thing. The co-worker looked small and Samuel looked untouchable. Here's why this works. Disrespect is a bid for attention. It's an attempt to pull you out of your state, to disturb your peace, to prove that someone has power over your emotions. When you give nothing, absolutely nothing, you reject that entire game. You don't engage, you don't resist, you simply aren't available for it. And here's what makes it so uncomfortable for the other person. They expected engagement. They were ready for a confrontation. When they get complete silence instead, they're left holding energy that has nowhere to go. That energy turns inward. They feel foolish without you lifting a finger. Epictetus said, if someone succeeds in provoking you, realize that your mind is complicit in the provocation. No reaction means no complicity. You stay free. They stay frustrated. You've probably given reactions you wish you could take back. Let someone see they got to you when you wanted to seem unbothered. Showed more than you meant to. Most people have. Next time someone disrespects you, try this. Give nothing, not even a glance. Continue your conversation. Continue your task. Continue your life. Let them wonder if you even heard them. That mystery will haunt them more than any comeback ever could. No reaction denies them power. But the next method turns that power into something lasting, without saying a word. Number 6. Let your success be your answer. The best response to disrespect isn't a comeback, it's a result. Let your growth be so loud that their words become nothing but background noise from a chapter you've already closed. You've felt the sting before. Someone doubts you, mocks your dreams, dismisses your potential like it's a joke. And in that moment, everything in you wants to prove them wrong right there, to explain yourself, to defend your vision, to make them see what you see. But here's what actually works. Silence now, success later. Let time and results do what arguments never could. I'll never forget the story of a woman named Priya. In her 20s, she told her family she wanted to start a business. They didn't just doubt her, they laughed, not supportively, dismissively. You don't have what it takes. Be realistic. You'll come back in a year asking for help. Priya felt the heat rise in her chest. She wanted to argue, wanted to list every reason why she could do it, wanted to make them believe. Instead, she went quiet, stopped sharing her plans, let them think she gave up. And while they assumed she'd moved on, she built, quietly, relentlessly, without needing their approval to keep going. 10 years later, she'd created something remarkable, a business that supported her family, a life on her own terms. When her relatives finally saw what she'd done, some tried to take credit. "We always believed in you. We knew you had it in you." Priya smiled, said nothing. She didn't need to. Her success had already answered every insult they'd ever thrown, and that answer was louder than anything she could have said a decade ago. Here's why this approach holds so much power. Arguments are temporary. Success is permanent. When you argue with someone who disrespects you, even if you win the exchange, the victory fades by tomorrow. But when you build something real, when you achieve what they said you couldn't, that achievement stands. It's visible, undeniable, and it rewrites history without you having to say a single word. This also protects your energy. Instead of wasting time defending yourself to people who've already decided not to believe in you, you invest that energy into building. Over time, that investment compounds. Your results grow. And their doubts? They shrink into irrelevance. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury. Don't become bitter, become better. Don't explain your vision, execute it. Let your life be the proof they never expected to see." You've probably wasted energy defending yourself to people who didn't deserve an explanation. Tried to convince those who weren't willing to believe. Let their doubt slow you down when it should have fueled you forward. Most people have. Next time someone disrespects your potential, don't argue. Nod, smile if you want. Then go build in silence. Let years pass. Let results speak. And when the time comes, let your success be the only answer you ever needed to give. Success answers disrespect permanently. But sometimes the most powerful move is simpler. The final method requires nothing but your absence. Number 7. Walk away without looking back. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is leave. Not storm out, not announce your exit. Just turn, walk away calmly, and never look back. Let your absence say what words never could. You've been in situations where you stayed too long. Someone kept pushing, kept disrespecting, and you stood there, hoping it would stop, hoping they'd realize they'd gone too far, hoping the moment would pass. But it didn't. And the longer you stayed, the smaller you felt. Here's what nobody teaches you. You don't owe anyone your presence, especially not someone who doesn't respect it. Walking away isn't running, it's choosing, and choosing to remove yourself from disrespect is one of the most powerful decisions you can make. Picture this: a man named Adrian at a social gathering. Someone he barely knew started making passive-aggressive comments, testing him, poking at him, trying to get a rise, the kind of person who mistakes cruelty for humor and watches for reactions like it's entertainment. Adrian listened for a moment, let the person finish their little performance. Then, without a word, he nodded slightly, turned, and walked across the room to join another conversation. He didn't storm off, didn't roll his eyes, didn't announce he was leaving, just left, calmly, quietly. And he never once looked back at the person he'd just walked away from. Later, Adrian heard that the person kept talking about him for the rest of the night, wondering why he left, what he was thinking, whether he was offended. They were consumed by the mystery of Adrian's silence and haunted by the absence of any reaction. Adrian never gave them an answer, and that unanswered question stayed with them longer than any comeback ever would have. Here's why this works. When you walk away without explanation, you create an open loop. The other person doesn't get closure. They don't know if they won or lost. They don't know what you're thinking, and that uncertainty eats at them, far more than a direct confrontation ever could. Walking away also protects something priceless, your peace. You don't waste energy on someone who doesn't deserve it. You don't risk saying something you'll regret. You simply remove yourself from the situation and take your power with you. Seneca wrote, "True power is sitting back and observing everything with logic. If words control you, that means everyone else can control you." Walking away is the ultimate proof that no one controls you. You decide who gets your time, you decide who gets your energy, and some people deserve neither. You've probably stayed in situations longer than you should have, let someone take more from you than they earned, gave attention to people who didn't respect you enough to deserve it. Most people have. Next time someone crosses the line and shows no sign of stopping, try this. Don't explain, don't announce, just leave, calmly, quietly, without looking back. Let your absence deliver the message your words never could. Some people aren't worth your presence. Recognizing that and acting on it is the final proof of self-respect. 7 ways to handle disrespect without saying a single word. Hold eye contact, then look away slowly. Pause before reacting. Acknowledge their presence, but not their words. Control your body completely. Give them no reaction at all. Let your success be your answer. And when necessary, walk away without looking back. These aren't tricks. They're disciplines. Ways to protect your peace without lowering yourself to someone else's level. If this helped you see silence as strength, subscribe so we can keep building that strength together. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury." Stay calm. Stay untouchable. Stay in control. That's real power.